yesterday on Twitter, I was involved in a conversation with a couple of people, one of whom was saying that they were going to be leaving Gamergate for a while, just because it's been too much for them to freaking deal with. And several people were urging them not to leave, to just take a break and come back whenever they're ready. And I hope that they do, but I posted how I felt, the same way sometimes. Whenever I started doing live from the bunker with FUBAR, it was supposed to mostly be about games that I really enjoyed, especially retro games and horror games and games with mods and stuff like that, because I love that stuff a whole lot. In fact, one thing I really mean to be working on is an entire series I want to do about game modding. But people who are anti-Gamergate keep saying stupid crap, and I feel like I have to respond to it, because we really need to call them out on their crap. That's something I have done, not just when it comes to the anti-Gamergaters. That's something I've done for years, since I did spoken word shows way back in the day. I used to do spoken word in between sets at punk shows. Pretty far to the left audience, but I believed back then, and I still do, in a lot of the things that the far left is against, like corporations and so on and so forth, and corporations abusing their power. I still am not cool with that, and I'm still not cool with any of the things I was not cool with back then, especially censorship, which, back in the day, the people to the far left agreed with me on that, and these days it doesn't seem like they do. But, yeah, I feel like I have to say something whenever stupid crap like that is done. And if you saw my video yesterday, you might have heard me talk about how my next video was going to be something involving Skyrim or Minecraft, and I was working on that video when this whole new crap storm hit. And here it is. As you may know, I've been tweeting about this and posting about it on my blog. The Apple App Store has pulled all games and applications that have the Confederate flag in them, including video games that take place during the Civil War. They're pulling historical video games because they have the Confederate flag in them. I don't see them pulling any games that take place during World War II. I would think the Nazi flag is a little more inflammatory than the Confederate flag. Now, first things first. One, I am the descendant of soldiers that fought on both sides in the Civil War. I own several articles of clothing with the Confederate flag on them, because it is something to do with heritage. It is not something to do with hate for me. Some people out there have adopted the Confederate flag as a symbol of hate, and to those people, I don't agree with what those jackasses say, and I doubt a lot of things I say those jackasses would agree with either, especially me being of mixed Irish and Apache descent. I'm not the privileged white male that SJWs out there would like you to believe is all that Gamergate is filled with. Now, that being said, the Confederate flag, if you don't want to carry an article of clothing with the Confederate flag on it in your store, all right. If you don't want to make an article of clothing available on your website where you sell apparel, okay, fine, no problem. But the fact that you guys are banning things, historical things, like historical video games, because it has the Confederate flag in it, are you out of your freaking mind? Are we just going to ignore that the Confederacy ever existed in the first place? And I'm going back to, my whole World War II thing with, I can understand if you don't want to have a swastika t-shirt sold in your store or on your website, but a few of the websites that have banned anything with a Confederate flag on it, I've gone on them, and lo and behold, I can still buy stuff with a swastika on it on these sites. I cannot believe that. And, oh, I can also still get a copy of Mein Kampf from the Apple App Store. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's okay to ban the Confederate flag, but it's not okay to ban Nazis. I just, want you to let that sink in for a second, people. All right, but moving along from that, I'm ticked off, and a lot of other people are ticked off. Not just people from, the far right, but people, historians, and especially people who are historians of the Civil War, and a lot of Civil War reenactors out there. And I'm not talking about just the ones that are on the Confederate side of the Civil War reenactment scene. On both sides are offended by this move. It's not surprising. I mean, they're trying to ban the American flag from certain college campuses because it's viewed as a symbol of hate to some people, and it makes foreign students uncomfortable. Give me an effing break. Come on, people. But yeah, so all video games with the Confederate flag banned from the Apple App Store. Now, I was just on Steam last night, and I don't know if it's still the case. Now, I'm going to look for it right now. Civil War. I'm typing into the Steam search engine just to check and make sure. And from what I'm seeing right now, Steam has not removed any video games that have the Confederate flag in them, from what I can see so far. This is one of the reasons why I frickin' love you, Steam. Yep, I'm not seeing a ban on any Steam-based video games that have the Confederate flag in them. Thank you, Steam. I will continue purchasing all of my games from you and avoid things like the Apple App Store for gaming. Also, Amazon. I don't know if Amazon went this far. I do know that Amazon has said that they are going to stop selling any article of clothing or Confederate flags in general. I don't know if they're banning games like the Apple App Store did, but I'm going to visit Amazon right now, and we're going to check to see if any Civil War video games are still available. Bear with me here, folks. I'm sorry that you're gonna have to sit here and wait for a minute with me, but okay, Amazon apps and games, Civil War. Let's take a look. No, on the Amazon App Store, Civil War based games that have the Confederate flag in them are still on there. Okay, cool. You haven't gone as hardcore as the Apple App Store did. I applaud Amazon for that. I don't applaud them for the choice to pull all Confederate flag related things from their site. In fact, I'm gonna look up Confederate flag in all departments. Okay, I'm seeing some books about the Confederacy. I'm not seeing any articles of clothing with a Confederate flag on them. Hold on, I'm going to go specifically into apparel and see if there's anything there for the Confederate flag. No, there's no Confederate flag t-shirts or boxer shorts or anything containing the Confederate flag. Which, you know what, you don't want to sell that, fine. There are plenty of other online resources where I can go to if someone wanted to. I could go to buy something with the Confederate flag on it. Now, hold on a second. Let's see. I'm going to type in Nazi into the Amazon search engine, clothing and apparel. Okay, yep, German officer hat. Okay, there's still that. I can still get a Death's Head pin. I can get a Nazi World War II costume. Oh, I can get a German World War II reproduction Luftwaffe hat, officer's hat, with the swastika on it. I'm going to post a picture of that for you all to see in this video. So, okay, the swastika is cool. They're totally cool with the swastika. They're not cool with the Confederate flag. Okay. That's how you want to play it. Let's try eBay now. Let's see if eBay has anything Confederate flag related. Confederate flag. Okay, I'm seeing books about the Confederacy again. I am not seeing any apparel whatsoever. Looking for apparel specifically, nothing. Okay. Okay, now let's look up Nazi on eBay and see what pops up. Okay, I'm not seeing any Nazi t-shirts. I'm seeing some t-shirts that make fun of Nazis here. Okay. But no actual Nazi swastika t-shirts. So, okay. That's that's a whole other can of worms, but you banned both. Okay, that's your prerogative. If you don't want to carry Nazi apparel on your website, okay. If you don't want to carry Confederate apparel on your website, that's okay. But they're not banning any games or anything of historical significance, which I think a lot of video games out there do have historical significance, and especially war games where you get to fight in the Civil War, which apparently is offensive to some people. So if you find history offensive, man, I don't even know how to respond to someone who might be offended by history. It happened. I mean, what are you going to do? Do you want to pretend that it didn't happen? Like, do you want to rewrite history like the Soviet Union did? Yeah. So this is freaking ridiculous. It really is. And as if all of this was not ridiculous enough, which it is. One of the darlings of the social justice warriors, Brianna Wu, had to open up her mouth on Twitter. Because of course she has to, because anything going on in the news, Brianna Wu loves to glom onto just to try to get a few extra Twitter followers and try to get her name out there a little bit more, even when it has absolutely nothing to do with the industry that she works in. Brianna Wu had this to say: if your iOS Civil War game was rejected for using the Confederate flag, just substitute with an alternative and move on. Yeah, you're an idiot. I'm not even going to mince words anymore and point out why you're an idiot. You're just a freaking idiot. So, needless to say, I gave her crap about this on Twitter, and it wasn't too long before, of course, the "you have been banned from viewing this person's profile or tweets" message came up for me, which I am wearing as a badge of honor, and a lot of my friends on Twitter also view it as a badge of honor. Thank you for blocking me. I now have I think most of the SJW scene blocking me at this point, which is cool because if you go through my tweet, I urge you to go through my tweets and see if any of the things that I said were offensive or harassment. I just called them out on their crap and called them out on being stupid, and for the most part, I think in most cases, I was rational in most of my tweets. Or very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Snarky. So yeah, they blocked me for that. Like the social justice warriors want you to think that they are blocking that the whole reason why we need like a Gamergate blocker on Twitter or anywhere else, so you can just block all Gamergaters is because of harassment and because of people making death threats and so forth. No, it isn't. The whole Twitter block, what it's about is people expressing opinions that are different than yours and them not being wanted to be exposed to any other viewpoint than the one they personally have, and they don't want others to call them out on their crap, even if they are being rational and civilized and polite about it. So yeah, I've had a bunch of them block me, and I really can't see anything within my Twitter timeline which could possibly be viewed as harassment. So that's that. But so needless to say, I have been very upset about this entire flag situation and about what Brianna Wu said. So I decided to be proactive, and I went out and for all of you game developers out there who have had their game rejected from the Apple App Store because of the Confederate flag, I offer this alternative, which I made myself. This flag that you're seeing right now, I made it this morning. I did not. Someone else did do another version of this where it said "Don't tread on games," which I thought was really awesome. But I've like kind of done my own design here with if you'll look very closely, the stripes on the snake are not stripes; they're actually the Gamergate logo going around. I'm not sure who created the Gamergate logo originally. I have to look that up, and yeah, it is using their logo in this, or what Gamergate uses for their logo. I've just made it a little bit, I've stylized it a little bit more to make this flag here. And for all of you game developers out there who had your game pulled from the App Store or any other place because of the Confederate flag in your game, I offer this flag for you to use absolutely 100% free of charge. I'm giving back to the gaming community. So if you need a flag for your video game, go ahead and use this one. I strongly urge you to, and I would love to see it used somewhere. I think I'm actually going to take this, and I gotta make a mod with this. Not exactly sure what I could do. Maybe replace all the American flags in Call of Duty or something with this flag. I'm really proud of this. I really am. I just a little bit of screwing around in Photoscape, which is the photo editor that I use, and worked on this all morning. Of course, based on the original American Revolution flag, one of the original Revolution flags that said "Don't tread on me." I'm very proud of this, and I would love for this to become the flag for Gamergate. I would really dig that. I mean, you can't conquer something without having a flag. That's what Eddie Izzard said. If you haven't heard of Eddie Izzard, go on YouTube and look up Eddie Izzard. He is freaking hilarious. But yes, I hope you use this flag, folks. I love this thing. I love that I made this. I'm proud of this. I'm really digging it. Oh well. So that's all I have to say about Brianna Wu. Oh, that's all I have to say about Brianna Wu in this particular instance. There's going to be another video posted hopefully today. Hopefully today. We're going to see how editing this video right here is going to pan out, because my video editor is a piece of crap and it takes forever to get anything finished. I will be doing another video about Brianna Wu and her reaction to Batman Arkham Knight, and I will also have a kind of mini review of Batman Arkham Knight up, which is going to have spoilers in it, because the only thing I really have to say about the game is spoiler related. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time in the bunker.
You see? You're stupid minds. Stupid. That's all I'm taking from you. Get back here, you jerk!